Hi, my name is Julie Pasquale, otherwise known as Dr. I'm a Confused, pediatric clown doctor. I have had the great honor of being a clown doctor for going on 21 years now, mostly at what I think is the most awesome hospital in the world, Harlem Hospital. It is, I always say this, and I always tend to get a little emotional when I talk about this work, but I really feel like this work has made me as a human being. I came to healthcare clowning as a dancer and a storyteller, thinking it was just another gig. You know, I'd been dancing and every gig ends, and while I loved every gig, there was always that bit of it that the gig was for me and look at me. And when I came to this marvelous thing of being able to use the rather limited and odd skills I had to give to someone else, it did, as our trainer, Deborah Coffin, said, it hooked me. And this job, as I said, really made me as a person. It made me really understand about how everyone, no matter what they can do what they do for others. I'm not smart enough to be a doctor or a nurse or any of the wonderful, wonderful people that allow us to climb on their counters and cover them in toilet paper, and let us look like heroes, because they have to do the real work. But I can do this. I can at least put a smile on the face of a child because I smack myself in the face, or trip over a chair or walk into a door. And I can at least be there for them, to give them a smile. And that's why right now not being able to be in the hospitals for the children is heartbreaking. And not to be there for the kids, but not to be there for the just the amazing, amazing, amazing staff, and to watch on the TV and see that they might not have adequate materials just is heartbreaking. There are so many, so many, so many stories of connection that I have over the 21 years. And though I always love the little kids, I always think really the biggest victories are with the teenagers. Those times you walk into their room and they're all like, I'm too old for clowns. And then a couple minutes later, they're like, oh, look at that. And they're laughing and they're cracking up, and you're reminding them that they're children. And there's one story, it's from like when I was new, and there was a kid under a year old, and he had been in a place, not in this country, of civil unrest. And in his crib, and during the riots, someone had thrown one of those things called a Molotov cocktail, it's a homemade bomb, into the crib. And this kid was burned from head to toe. His eyes were all like, oh, his fingers. It, to this day, is one of the toughest things physically I ever had to look at. But we would go in there and sing Coming Around the Mountain. And that little kid is alive, be like, he would smile and smile and smile and smile. And his appearance was pretty tough to take, but after a while you get used to it because you just sort of, you see beyond the appearance. And there was one day that I and my clown partner of the day, John Grimaldi, Dr. J.P. Quackenbush, he calls himself, we were leaving. And a volunteer, just a regular volunteer, was going in. And she went into his room, and 2 seconds later she came out and she was weeping. And she said, how can you take it? How can you look at that? And John, I'll never forget this, he said, I figure if he could take it, so can I. And that little boy, he spent his first birthday in the hospital. The staff threw a party. They made invitations. We came, we sang Coming Around the Mountain about 50 times, and every time, we'd clap and dance. And in about a year, he was out, and I would see him then in the general peds clinic, like many, many skin grafts, looking odd, other kids staring at him. But this little kid had so much courage, he didn't care. And he would run up and down the clinic, but no matter what he was doing, all he had to do was sing, she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. And he'd stop what he was doing and he would clap. So I am profoundly grateful for this thing called hospital clowning, profoundly grateful for Harlem Hospital, for healthy humor. Yeah, I'm blessed.